Yes, it's a very trending topic, glass skin or Instagram worthy skin. And yes, many people, and I think everyone wants that glow from within. What is glass skin actually is that it is a skin which looks healthy, it is well hydrated, and it has a smooth texture. I think people like natural word a lot. And the most unrealistic skincare trend that I have seen is a natural sunscreen or a DIY sunscreen.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Skin, a skin initiative by Dreamy Derma, where we dive deep into the world of skincare, trends, and everything in between. I'm your host Shruti, and since Women's Day is just around the corner, we have some amazing topics lined up for you. In today's episode, we are talking about beauty beyond filters, how social media affect your skin and your self-image. And to discuss this with, we have an amazing guest. Meet Dr. Radhika Kopikar, a renowned dermatologist, trichologist, and cosmetologist. You might have seen her on TV, heard her on radio, or came across her amazing content on social media. She is an expert with over 16 years of experience and is passionate about redefining beauty beyond the screen. Hi Radhika ma'am, how are you feeling today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine as well. Thank you so much for coming here.
My pleasure.
So what exactly inspired you to join this field of skincare?
So, actually, after doing my MBBS, and also while I was doing my MBBS, I was closely following one of my uncles, Dr. Rajiv Sharma, who's also the president of IADVL at present, the recent and the new president of IADVL. I spent some time with him during MBBS and also after MBBS to understand what dermatology practice is all about. And that's when he really inspired me to take this up, because there was a lot of changes that he could make to someone's life by treating the skin, because we think that skin is a very trivial subject, but in fact the person who's dealing with that kind of itch and burning sensation, only that person can understand how difficult it can be. It affects sleep, it affects social life. So that's what really inspired me to take up dermatology. I could see closely how it happens inside a dermatology clinic. And also, I noticed that it was a very balanced life, because there were no emergencies as such, very few emergencies. So the person's daily routine can be managed and scheduled very easily. So that's something that really I liked about the dermatology field.
Okay. So, because our today's topic is mainly about skin beyond filters, and we see how social media has inspired people. So, has recently anyone came to you directly to, look for that glass skin or Instagram worthy skin?
Yes, it's a very trending topic, glass skin or Instagram worthy skin. And yes, many people, and I think everyone wants that glow from within. What is glass skin actually is that it is a skin which looks healthy, it is well hydrated, and it has a smooth texture. So that's what will give a glass like reflection to the skin. So it's all about how light reflects with your face. That's what glass skin is. If the light reflects very nicely back from the skin surface, it gives a glass like finish or an Instagram like skin. So basically, we have to focus on these three things: that is the texture of the skin, how smooth your surface of the skin is; secondly, how hydrated your skin is; and how healthy it is from within. So that will also include your lifestyle and nutrition and sleep pattern. So all of this together can help you achieve that skin.
Right. Apart from that, what do you think? How has social media affected women's way, the way they feel about themselves?
I think social media has positively impacted women about how they feel about their skin for various reasons. So number one could be that there's so much awareness and education that one can receive from social media. There are dermatologists and people from the industry telling how to take care of the skin, how to understand skin type, what product goes with what skin. So I think it's given people the confidence to embrace their skin and use the right kind of products which goes with it. Also, there has been a positive shift in the way people see themselves. So movements like no filter, skin positivity, aging gracefully has given a lot of confidence to women of different skin types, different skin colors, different ages, and different backgrounds to really feel confident in their own skin and to love their skin and to take care of it the way it should be. Another thing I like about social media is that it's given a platform to people and make communities of different concerns. Like people with acne have a community, people with maybe hair loss have a community. So they know that other people also like them are suffering with
Right.
something, and it's not such a huge kind of burden they should not take, and they have support, and they can ask questions and they can get right answers. Also now, because so many brands are available, so many influencers are there, the right kind of influencers, especially I would suggest that you follow a dermatologist, because they can really guide you on how to choose a product for your skin type. That's also something that social media has brought up. And awareness about all the skin treatments that are available, which are right, not following the myths, not falling for traps. So I think it's been a positive change if you use it the right way.
Right, right. So, ma'am, what is the most unrealistic yet viral skincare trend that you have seen?
I think people like natural word a lot, and the most unrealistic skincare trend that I have seen is a natural sunscreen or a DIY sunscreen.
Okay.
People are using things like mixing things like coconut oil and zinc oxide and certain things to prove that it can save you from the sun. But it's a harmful trend, I feel, and the only natural sunscreen that you can wear is your clothing. Other than that, just go with the scientifically backed and dermatologically tested sunscreen brands, because that's what will give you actual protection against the sunburn, skin cancers, and even premature aging.
Ma'am, how do individuals spots real dermatologists versus skin influencers on social media?
It's not that difficult. You should understand and look at their bio. Most dermatologists will mention their degrees like MT, DTVL, DTV, or others that they have. They will also showcase their affiliations to associations like AAD, which is American Academy, or IJDVL, which is an Indian Dermatology Association. Also, notice that what kind of advice they are giving. Most skin influencers also, they will call themselves skin experts or skincare coaches or something like a skincare enthusiast, rather than calling themselves a skin doctor or a dermatologist. Their advice will also be very flimsy. They'll be following trends. They'll be showing things like DIY skincare and lemon juice for skin lightening, stuff like that. Whereas your dermatologist will always talk about scientifically backed information, FDA approved treatments, right? And so these are some things that you can spot the difference. Also look at their sponsored content. Even if a dermatologist is giving sponsored content, they will always prioritize the patient's health over any promotion. Whereas you'll see skin influencers promoting anything and everything just to go with the flow or follow the trend and talk about the viral hacks,
Right.
things like that. So I feel you can judge by
Right.
looking at their content.
Right. And what is one rule that social media has done right when it comes to skincare?
Yes, I think sunscreen is something which has been equally promoted by dermatologists as well as
Influencers.
skincare influencers.
Right.
So that's something I feel is absolutely right that social media has done, made people aware about sun protection and sunscreens.
So now we are going to do a small rapid fire. You just tell me whether it works or does not work. Yes or no. So DIY skincare hacks.
No, I don't do it, and I don't expect my patients to do it.
Celebrity skincare brands.
Some of them are nice, but again, you should look at the ingredients. You should look at how much testing has gone behind it. Is it scientifically proven to be working or not?
Okay. 10-step skincare routine.
No,
And face yoga.
not at all.
Face yoga doesn't work basically.
If you ask dermatologists, we say that it will increase your lines and wrinkles on your face if you make so many expressions every day.
Oh,
So it will actually add to your aging.
okay.
Very, very contrast to what it is promoted for. It's promoted for anti-aging
Right.
or for youthful skin or for
Right.
contoured skin. But that's not how it works. That's not how you can achieve an anti-aging result on your skin, on your face especially, because your face, already you're making so many expressions in the day. You're using all those muscles that are there on the face. You don't need to overdo it. Overdoing, over expressions always only leads to added lines and wrinkles.
Right. So, ma'am, earlier you said that social media has helped women a lot to embrace themselves and be more confident in their natural beauty. But there are still some toxic beauty standard, I would say, out there, right? So, how do women feel good about themselves during all of this?
I think you should take it in your stride. It will require a mindset shift to understand what's right and what's not right on social media. So, accounts that make you feel small or inadequate or promote perfection all the time, try and look away from them, diversify your feed, look for accounts that also promote real, authentic self, something like aging gracefully, also body positivity. You should understand that. Give importance to health over aesthetics. That's what I feel. Because perfect body, perfect skin, rather than that, look for healthy skin. Understand what's a healthy body, healthy mind. All of this together can help you feel more uplifted. After all, skincare should be about self care, not self criticism, right? Accounts that are promoting filtered content and content that is highly curated actually distorts reality. Don't compare yourself to that. Another thing very important is beauty is not just skin deep. Beauty also includes your confidence levels, your authenticity, and kindness. So that matters as well. And lastly, I would like to say that don't just look for external validation. Be confident in your own skin, and yeah, celebrate yourself. That's the one. Yeah, just don't follow everybody and everything that you see online.
Right. Um Continuing with what you said earlier, you said that a person who goes through all of that, they understand the pain of it, right? And someone who is actually facing some deep insecurity when it's come to their skin, what can they do? What is one advice you can share with them?
Consult a dermatologist, because a dermatologist can actually guide you in the right direction, whether what you're thinking is right or not. Some people come to me with just one pimple and feeling insecure about themselves. So that's not right. You also sometimes need a little bit of counseling to understand what you're going through is quite normal at that age or for that skin type. So get a proper expert guidance on your skincare. Don't suffer in silence. Many people just keep suffering and don't go for expert advice or a dermatology consultation. So if you're feeling any way low or depressed because of your skin or hair condition, people having hair fall undergo depression. I know that. So just don't try and find solution on yourself for yourself. Look for an expert guidance. Go to a dermatologist. They'll guide you how to get over that problem and feel more confident. A good looking skin always adds to your confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Radhika ma'am, earlier you said no for 10-step skincare routine. If not that, then what is the simpler version of it?
So the simplest skincare routine that people who don't like to do skincare should follow.
Okay.
Cleanse your skin, moisturize it, and apply sunscreen in the morning. That's a must. In the night, again, cleanse your skin. Use an ingredient that targets your skin concern, whether it would be anti-aging or pigmentation or acne, and then follow it up with a moisturizer because you need to replenish the lost hydration during the night. That's the time when your skin repairs.
Right.
So a 3-step routine in the morning and 3-step routine in the night can do wonders.
Oh, okay. You just said use moisturizer and sunscreen at night and during the day as well, right? So, what are the few characteristics of good moisturizer?
A good moisturizer should suit your skin type. So if you have a very oily skin, you will need something which is gel based, doesn't leave a sticky feeling on the skin surface, also has certain mattifying agents like salicylic acid or willow bark extract, things like that, to reduce the oily look or shine on your skin. Very dry skin will really like a moisturizer with a lot of ceramides and hydrating agents, maybe glycerine, shea butter, things like that, to add to the moisture content of your skin. So a moisturizer should suit your skin type again, right?
Right.
Oily skin will use a different one and a dry skin will choose a different one. People
Right.
with combination skin can also use a lightweight lotion
Right.
to adjust to the hydration levels of the skin.
Right. Ma'am, if you could give your 18-year-old self one skincare advice, what would that be?
It would be to use sunscreen more regularly. Even though I did start using sunscreen after the age of 16, I could have done it earlier. And also, I was not very regular. I would use it only on the days I was out in the
Okay.
sun. So that would be my advice, to use sunscreen more regularly on an everyday basis.
Okay. Can you also tell our audience why should one use sunscreen very regularly?
That's the best anti-aging ingredient everybody
Okay.
can use. It can really help slow down the process of aging, premature aging. It can help you against sunburns, which can lead to pigmentation later on the skin. It also is the only way to protect yourself from skin cancers as well. That, or protecting with clothing.
Right. Right. Because you have such a beautiful skin, what is your skincare routine?
So I just told you, skincare routine doesn't start from the top. I feel
Right.
skincare routine starts from within. So you have to have healthy genetics firstly, and what you can do to yourself, for yourself, getting a healthy skin is exercise, eat right, sleep enough, and drink enough water. So that's where skincare starts from, not just start to apply things and
Right.
expect magical results. Work on yourself from within. Exercise regularly, sleep well, 6 to 8 hours of sleep, drink enough water, eat healthy, avoid junk, avoid high glycemic index foods, sugars, and you'll see how your skin will transform within few months if you start taking care of your overall health.
Right.
And then, of course, from the top, sunscreen is important, skincare ingredients which actually target the skin concern that you have, cleansing your skin, maintaining hygiene. So, in addition to taking care of my skin internally and externally, I also try and stimulate my skin cells on and off by doing certain procedures like micro needling radio frequency. That is one of my favorites, to stimulate the skin, making it look more youthful and aging better in
Right.
the long run. Also, micro Botox is something that I embrace. Uh, Another thing that I really like to do is fractional CO2 laser. That
Okay.
really helps in smoothing the texture of the skin. And now the recent rage is skin boosters. So they can add hydration, they can add glow to your skin, something that you were asking initially, also glass skin and glowy
Right.
skin. That can be achieved by something like hydrating skin booster. So these are certain things that even regular people can do to make their skin looking more youthful and healthy. Medicated facials and hydrofacials also help one take care of their skin in a more scientific way. So that's another thing that I can suggest to people on a regular basis. They can do that to be more conscious about their skin health and take care of it.
Right.
That's what I would say.
One more question I have, that is something I also face, personally. Does our menstrual cycle has something to do with our skin?
Definitely. Your menstrual cycle will also change the way your facial skin will behave, because it's hormonally induced changes that we see. Acne flares up around periods. That's very common with females. Even mood swings and kind of how you feel, how your mind feels also affects your skin. It would start looking dull certain times of the month, and it would
Right.
look more glowy during certain other parts of the month.
Right.
So it does change how your skin appears.
So during that time, if one, take care of their diet, would that also?
Diet and physical fitness both
Okay.
will really impact the changes that the hormones bring about.
Right. Right.
So that's even something that gynecologists suggest, that if you're feeling low during certain periods and your skin is not behaving the best, try working on your diet.
Right.
Because you do crave for sweets, you do crave for junk during that time. But
Right.
if you try and stay away and maintain a healthy, fibrous, protein-rich diet throughout the month, and a healthy physical fitness routine throughout the month, you will see that the
Right.
skin will not change as much.
Right. Nice. So, ma'am, it was amazing talking to you. We actually got to know a lot of things that we were not aware of earlier. And thank you so much for coming for this interview. We are really happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for all those insightful questions. And I'm glad that through your platform, people will get some authentic information about their skincare and hair care. All the best to you.
Thank you so much. And that brings us to the end of this episode with Beyond Skin. We had such an insightful conversation with Dr. Radhika Kopekar. I'm sure you liked this episode as much as I did. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.